Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching Supergirl Season 6, Episode 18, Truth or Consequences. It feels like it's finally the Truth Totem. And there are 3 episodes of Supergirl left, and that does not seem real to me. But I am so excited to jump back into this show and this season. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon. And let's go.
VIP suite is available for your bachelorette party if you want it.
Ooh.
Tonight. I
That is a short notice bachelorette.
The world is unpredictable. There will always be a threat. Esme had some trouble at school. She's okay. Kelly's gonna pick her up. I should go.
You should.
Okay. Shoot.
Your family life matters, my love. Oh god.
Love poems from billionaire Lex Luthor.
I will make oceans burn. The skies above turn black. We shall rule together, my love. Cackle reporter William Day has leaked Lex's private journal.
How'd he get his hands on it?
I need to go. Who knows? But in it, the man of tomorrow professes his love for...
Why on earth would you name it as him?
Hey. Like someone should have hidden his diary a bit better. What is it they called you?
You had no right using my byline.
Your name adds veracity.
Yeah, but he didn't do it.
This makes you just as bad as Lex. You both have no ethical code.
Agreed.
I was hoping pathological obsession to be number one. Made you selfish and short-sighted.
Agreed.
What's important? And you, Andrea Rojas, stand for nothing.
Yes, William. Finally.
Yes, I understand.
Brainy.
That's impossible. The home totem?
They're finally gonna learn they get reformed.
I got the dream totem.
Oh my god. Nia can, like, this is Nia's place. Jesus Christ, that worked.
Dreamer.
Good teamwork, though they still have the hope totem.
What I'll always count on is you.
See, part of me feels like Lex has made that thing work so that when he wants it to, it tells her where the totems are.
Boring old brownies and your roulade is exciting and it's unique. Just
Exactly.
like you.
If you're...
No. But you did get the paint in your ears and I don't...
How have they not noticed that thing on her neck yet?
Gossip.
Like, how have they not noticed it until right now?
That the big brain suffered extensive damage in the AI plague.
I have orders to return to the 31st century to help.
Ooh.
You always knew you'd have to return to your own time eventually.
You were only here because you couldn't.
I've been called upon to merge with it.
What does that mean?
If I do so,
I will cease to exist.
Oh my god.
But as part of something greater. I am a part of something greater. Here, in this time.
It's a family and a life.
Family. I'm in love.
To see things as they truly are.
Ooh.
You must reveal the truth within yourself.
Oh, I'm here for this. Gauntlet time.
I'm afraid of the parts of myself that are like my father.
This seems like some real honesty.
And you're going to keep me here, alone? Well, joke's on you.
Is the truth, I don't want to be alone.
Always have been, always will be. I want to have someone close to me.
Now you may see the truth of who is worthy.
I mean, imagine how many people I could have accidentally hurt if I didn't know how to handle my super strength. Well, she needs to learn how to manage her powers.
She does.
She will learn how to manage
Maybe
them.
she's a little right now to control
I'm
it.
just saying this because I have the life experience to know what she's going through. I know what you went through as well. I mean, if I want parenting advice, I'll ask. And if I don't tell me how to raise my kid.
Okay, Kara was being a little much there, but she is also right that you don't know what it feels like to be the child with the uncontrollable powers, and Kara does.
if I don't go, it will mean the end of all Coluans.
Well, then let me go with you.
You know that's not an option.
The time.
You
It would
to
ruin
exist
timelines.
This time.
I don't know how to live in a world without you.
Or do I?
Talk to Kara, she's been through something similar. The second time because Brainy needed it.
Your poems. Did you mean what you wrote?
Every word. My only desire is to rule by your side while destroying everyone who gets in our way.
And after we've rebuilt the Allstone, are you going to betray me?
Betray you.
I don't care. I'm sorry. Villain love story means nothing to me. Like, Lex is a much worse person than Nixley, and if he's just gonna drag her further into her villain route, I mean, Nixley's not a good person, but Nixley's a victim who's becoming a villain. Lex is just a villain who was born a villain and is a villain and thinks he's a prince.
It is my only desire.
Do you think I'm a callous, narcissistic monster?
You certainly can be.
You can't betray someone like William just to promote yourself.
That's not why I did it.
But you did do it, didn't you?
Did you bake something?
I did. Some apple tarts for everyone here at the tower.
I'm at the tower.
I love this angel. She's running tests on the totem. That was Alex in defense mode because she was upset about the totem.
Anything?
Negative. I'm about to search the port side of the...
Oh lord, is this a trap? They knew they'd come. Car, I love you. John, where are you? There's very clearly a battle happening.
Girl, something's not right.
Really?
Poor deluded Supergirl. So naively
Nixley, you're the
hopeful
deluded one.
despite overwhelming odds.
You're so bad at holding onto these totems, Nixley. It's giving her his suit.
I'm not leaving here without it. 6.
Oh god.
Supergirl, now!
Go!
2.
And more importantly, please give a big round of applause to the new school baking champion.
I know you want what's best for Esme. And I'm sorry that I reacted so
Yes, because it was a very over-the-top
and
reaction,
that it was
even
so
though...
hard for you as a kid. I wish there was more that I could have done to make it easier.
But I love you,
I don't care.
Nixley. And that is not...
Because it's not even like love is bringing out a better side in Lex. It's really not.
Kelly and Alex.
I love that Clara is wearing her glasses, even though contacts exist, and nobody here is unaware that she's Supergirl.
Look at those guys.
Brainy.
Oh, go.
Go dance too.
I can't stop thinking that soon I'll have to leave everyone. Especially you.
Don't think about that.
You know, actually, I am grateful to feel so much love and loss. Because then I know
It's different to your inhibitors. And...
it all truly meant something.
This is too happy. The next 2 episodes are gonna kill us, right? Oh dear.
Please, my dearest.
Oh god.
Actually, I'll clean up later. How about a little game of hide and seek? Let's see if you can find the best hiding spot you can in John's office.
Oh
okay?
god.
Challenge accepted.
Go, hurry.
Oh god. William, you should also hide.
Seems remarkably...
Oh lord. Oh, Esme, my child. Hide so well, please. She's just been through too much already. She just deserves happiness.
Care to explain how you came to possess it?
God, he's not gonna say it was Andrea, is he? Because... John, you're psychically watching over everything.
You would have known better.
There will always be people like me and the super friends to stand up to you and show the world that for all your delusions of grandeur,
Oh, William.
you're just a sad shell of a man.
He is. Whether he loves Nixley or not. He's won Pulitzers. He's extremely influential. Oh, Esme.
You and I.
Oh, Esme. But what can she do? Would she get imp powers by being near her?
Just remembered one last thing I had to do.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That was for leaking my journal.
Oh my god. He got it recorded. At least Lex will finally be outed to the world as the monster he is.
Subject. Here's your real story. Send a recording.
Oh, William. Jesus Christ. I don't even like him, like, compared to everyone. He's probably one of the people I'd be like, okay, if he dies, he dies. But fucking hell.
Oh, hey, I got Esme's test results back. There's fifth dimensional energy. What if Esme somehow became the love totem?
We need to get back to the tower now.
Go, go, go. How are you going to feel when he's like, this is for publishing my journals, and you realise it was you?
That was for leaking my journal.
Oh. Esme, where are you? We'll search the other rooms. William!
William.
Oh. John! John!
Oh my god.
He's dead. Esme's gone. Oh my god.
So Supergirl really said, hey, we're gonna go out with a bang. Like, I feel bad because anyone else I think could be actually sobbing. With William, I'm praying that somehow in the next 2 episodes they're going to miraculously revive him. That is still something I'm here for. But there's that awful part of my brain that when it weighs up all of the good main characters, I'm like, if someone had to go, he's probably the one I'd choose. But at the same time, they did such a good job with his character, because when he first came into it, I was like, initially you're like, oh, who's that smarmy git? And then you're like, oh, maybe actually I think he's undercover and he's just pretending to be evil. Ugh. And then he was good, and it was kind of, he was with Kara and they didn't have chemistry, and he was kind of annoying. I think having him be like the inside man with the super friends and everything, they actually did a really good job with his character this season in particular. They made us, well, they made me care about him a lot more. And I think part of that was because there was no forced chemistry between him and Kara anymore. He just became like, I think I admired him because he didn't lose his morals. I admired him, I do admire him still, because they're going to revive him somehow, because even though I support the Super Friends and even though I'm on their side, we definitely do, when they did something that wasn't entirely ethical, he was kind of, or like, you know, he also would say to them, well actually no, I'm going to do this, I need to do that. Like, he kept his morals where they should be. He told Andrea how he really felt, and like, I do admire that about him. Out of all the characters, yes, if you put a gun to my head and said you must kill one of the Supergirl characters off, I probably would have picked him out of all the good guys, but that doesn't mean I wanted it to happen, and this isn't a show that murders people. Like, I don't think I'm forgetting anything. So that was shocking, and like, I am proud of him though for using, despite how scared he was, using his last moments to expose Lex once and for all, because that video is not tampered with. That video is him admitting to burning down the children's hospital. That video is him threatening and talking about kidnapping a little girl and then murdering William on camera. You know, Andrea, whether she takes that to the police, whether she publishes it, I don't care. That video exposes Lex in this universe where everyone thinks he's a good guy. Finally, they're going to know the truth about him. Now, I know he seems to go to the future. I really don't quite understand the Lex timeline, because if timelines have to happen, then, oh, Lex now is in the future. What the fuck, who cares? My heart is very, very broken for William, and I think hopefully this is finally going to hit home to Andrea. Though, you know, she's not a monster. Like, when she found Lena, I was like, am I a monster? No. But she took over this paper and she was like, ugh, gross, Kara, stop wanting to write actual political stories. Can you just go write some fluff pieces? And then now she's like, ugh, why isn't this paper #1 in the world? How could this be? Make it the best. Doing whatever it takes to get to the top, not caring about ethics, not caring about trying to make a difference or trying to actually do the right thing. And I think William started to wake her up to that this episode. Publishing anything under his name because he's the big name writer for the paper, because he's a Pulitzer writer, it's just so wrong. You run it by him first. You know, you give him the journal and you say, turn this into a story. You know, you don't just put something to his name. But now that thing got him killed, because I mean, maybe Lex would have killed him either way, but Lex doesn't get his hands dirty very often. Lex doesn't like personally murder people very often, and William was in no way a threat at that point. I feel like had it not been for the journals, he may have just left because they had what they wanted, and that was just to him some insignificant guy who keeps trying to expose him and failing. So I do think that it probably was simply the journals. That was the only reason he killed him, and that was not Andrea's fault because it's only Lex's fault, but she will see the cause and effect of her stealing the journal, publishing the journal, putting it under William's name. If it was under her own name, or just a Catco exclusive with no individual person. But yeah, I'm hoping... I mean, there's only 2 episodes left, and Andrea is probably one of the parts of the show that I care the least about, just because she's not good, she's not bad, she's kind of annoying. But hopefully with her part, we're going to see her devoting Catco to actual journalism, to journalism with standards, to holding people to account, and to doing the right thing. That would be a really good way to go on in William's memory, although I would like William to come back to life. You know, this show has done crazier things. The other gut punch this show is currently pulling is Brainy having to go home. Now, I'm hoping that that's going to turn out to not be true, or there'll be a way around it, but then at the same time, like, Nia has to live her life so it can be passed down to the Dreamer in the future that Brainy knows. I think Brainy kind of always had to go back to the future, maybe to an extent, I don't know. But him not only having to leave his family, his love, but he's going to have to lose his life in the way he knows it. He's going to have to become, you know, it's a bit like all of the other Brainies when their universes died, they all had to come into him. They don't really exist anymore either in the same way, and I guess that's sort of a part of the Coluan culture. But it really sucks, and why does it have to be Brainy? Why couldn't it be anybody else? If it's the whole Coluan race that's at risk, can't a different Coluan do it? I guess it's because Brainy has multiple Brainies in him, or just because he's got the advanced knowledge, or he's a Legion member so they wouldn't ask anybody else to do it. Obviously, if we take out him having to give up his life, it really reminds me of the end of season 3 when Monel was like, oh, I'd like to stay in the past, and then Brainy was like, yes, but I need you to go to the future to deal with my problems. Can you please leave everyone you care about here behind? It does remind me of that in a really painful way. For Brainy has grown so much in his time here. I mean, a large part of that was him getting the personality inhibitors removed. His character did improve a lot when that happened. The acting has always been superb. As a character, Brainy hasn't always worked for me. Acting, brilliant, especially the hard-hitting scenes in this episode. And I think in some ways, I feel like they might end it with him going back. I think in a way, that kind of frees Nia up for if they want to do further things with her character, give her her own show, or merge her into a different show or whatever. She's not going to have, like, a love of her life who would also have to come along for the ride. I think that might be part of why they do it, is because A, I don't know how many butterfly effects Brainy has created by being here throughout all of these big world-changing events, and B, Nia's character, like any character in any show, when they have a significant other that you leave them with happily ever after, if you then want to use that character again, you have to, you know, come up with the creative reasons as to why the significant other isn't there, break them up off screen, or bring them along, and maybe, you know, that would be different or not where they were wanting to go with that. It's very sad, the idea of any time like this where, you know, like two people love each other, but just for whatever reason it just cannot work. It is really painful, but I think Brainy's message about that shows it means something. The fact that it hurts means you have that love, and that is what is so special. We have the totems now. Now, Lex got what he wanted. I'm kind of confused given that, like, we lost all of the totems, but Lex always has a bigger plan. I know I'm not alone, I'm still so sick of Lex. Like, I feel like we could take most of his scenes out of this episode and the plot would still function. And yeah, I am stressed. I'm stressed about what they're going to do with Esme, because like all of the other totems, they like say the word Cursex or whatever it is, and then the totem becomes a shiny pointy thing. I do not want someone to hold her hand and say that and have her turn into a little jewel. No thank you. I am stressed because she is so small, has already been through so much, and was just starting to believe that she was home and she was safe. And being in that tower, that was the place where all of these great superheroes lived, and we kind of, you know, that was the safest place she should ever be. And I hate that she's been taken by a bad guy here. Now, Nixley, I don't think is somebody who would willfully hurt a little girl. I think, unless I very much misjudged her character, I do not believe Nixley would harm her. Kind of in the same way that when Nixley found her, it wasn't, ha, gotcha, grab. It was like, oh yes, let's go eat some cookies, la la. You know, she was playing on the nice friend of mum's, rather than like evil witch child catcher. So hopefully that means Esme won't get too traumatized, but I'm just stressed. She probably heard the gunshots, but hopefully because the tower's high up enough from the office, she didn't. Part of me, I'm just very glad she didn't see any part of that. Even she didn't even see William being threatened. As far as she knows, they were playing hide and seek and William got called to work. She's a smart girl, she's a smart little girl, but she is a little girl, so hopefully she'll kind of just go along with it. I don't know. I just want her to be okay, not too scared at any point. Alex and Kara. Now, I'm glad Alex apologised for overreacting, because I think the level of her, like, she's my daughter, Kara, was too much. And it came because she was, what is this new power? What is happening? You know, she was so concerned about her daughter, and so she kind of lashed out at Kara. And again, Kara, I think, like, once Alex said, yes, thank you for the advice, but we're good, that was kind of the point where you stop. You don't keep going, but I think, I know better, I know better, I know better. But there is a truth to it that Kara's experiences being a human with powers growing up are relevant to Esme. A person on Earth, sorry, with alien powers, is different now, but I think Kara's voice should be taken into account to an extent that maybe when Esme's a little bit older, or once you've got her fully, once you're confident that that little girl understands that her having her powers is something we find is her and we love it. You know, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to suggest it to her as like a, if you're interested, we can do this as a safety measure. If you're scared, you're gonna, like, I don't know, if there's a special day you don't want to, like, you know, I feel like it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world when she's old enough to understand a little more, to give her that as an offer. But the priority being, we're going to get you to control your powers, and as soon as you're able to do that, fuck that inhibitor. And I think Alex is right. She knows what it's like to not embrace all of who you are, but it's kind of in the same way that when Kelly was talking to Kara about racism versus hatred against aliens, and Kelly was like, you understand one fight, but you've not walked in these shoes, so therefore, like, there is no way you will ever understand this experience. It's kind of similar between knowing what it is to be an alien on a planet of largely humans and being someone who is gay and not aware of it, or not out. They are both sort of things that are difficult to go through a lot of the time. Neither of them should be difficult to go through, but they are different. And so I think there will be times when Kara is the one that might have more of an idea of what Esme is going through. And even she won't have the exact same idea because Esme is younger, she has different powers, and it's in a time when everyone knows she's an alien and it's not a big secret that if someone sees, her life is over. There is a difference there, but I do think Kara's experiences are not something to just be brushed aside by Alex. But she didn't, at the end of the episode, you know, she apologised and she said she wishes that Kara hadn't had those experiences, which I did really appreciate. And I appreciated Kara acknowledging overstepping. I think, especially when you're talking to someone about their kid, if you say, oh, I have some advice, what about this? And then the person says, oh, we're good. And then you say, but just make sure you have thought about this. And they go, okay, cool, thanks, we're good. That's when you stop. You don't then go, no, listen to me, I know better. But obviously Kara's new to being an aunt as well. Kara's new to figuring all this out, and she is so desperate to protect and to help and to give all of the love and experience she has that sometimes you have to remember that that's not your kid, and you just take a step back. And I think I'm really glad they patched things up. The bachelorette party was beautiful, although that night is always going to be remembered as a terrible night because William died and Esme was stolen. So, you know, it was nice while it lasted, but that is not going to be a lovely memory that it should be going forwards. Please God, let this season end with Lex in jail or dead. I don't really want him to be dead because I am an advocate for people paying for their crimes and not just getting away with it by dying, but I do want Lex gone from my life in prison. Thank you. I don't watch Superman and Lois currently, but something that would make me never watch it would be Lex appearing on that show. And that, even though that would be the show that I'd find it more acceptable for Lex to be on, I'm still just like, he's dominated my life for too long. So no, this was a good episode. It was a tough episode. The brainy stuff I didn't expect. I mean, I didn't not expect, but I also didn't expect, if that makes sense. Like, him having to go back to the future sort of made sense as something that might have to happen for the timelines. It was a bit like when Brainy was like, oh, I can't get in contact with the future because knowledge of the future will change things. Oh, here's some future technology I'm just going to use for this current Earth. You know, there's been a lot of Brainy. I think he's changed a lot. The future will be a bit different to the one he left. But him having to give up his life, not even just like his life here, his actual bodied experience, and getting to find someone new to fall in love with in the future and experiencing all these feelings, that makes me sad. And William, and kind of some disbelief, and it's such a weird feeling because he was not a character I had any great love bonds for. Actually, seeing him with Esme this episode might be the fondest I felt for that man all season. And then when he told her to play hide and seek, oh, like, you know, I think that's kind of the thing I'm struggling with most, is just like, that man deserved to one day have children. He clearly loves them. So yeah, I am really sad about that. 2 episodes left, and I feel like that is going to be an intense couple of episodes. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction and all of my reactions on my Patreon, and thank you for watching.